होगा.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's breaking away from that, and that's very refreshing. And I think this should have happened like already 25 years back, 30 years back maybe.
But unfortunately,
you know,
yes.
I'm so glad it is now.
Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jojo
and Shruti. What's up, Jojo?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm excited because we have a Haryanvi song. Haryanvi song ki request आई है. And I think it's the first. Kitse. It's called. Kitse se
It's not a first. We've done Haryanvi before, long back. Like various, like hip hop गानों में थोड़े बहुत
Lines
Haryanvi
आते
कभी
हैं.
कभी spruits होती है. हाँ. But
वो तो
even correct. I don't know why I remember कि
full
some
blown
Haryanvi
Haryanvi.
song.
अच्छा.
Yeah, some कहीं तो है, but पता नहीं
Have
याद नहीं आ रहा
we?
कहाँ.
You guys tell us. I don't remember.
I know, right? हाँ, ठीक
So
है.
there are
But ready for
definitely
this one.
lines that come, but
Yeah.
this has been like, I got several messages from several people saying you must. It's a
अच्छा.
very lovely song and it
हाँ.
deserves to be covered. ये वो. So ठीक है. 9 Music NYN Mohito, latest
Okay.
Haryanvi song, Indie Folk 2023, released in Feb. And
Okay.
singer Mohito, composer 9 Music and Mohito, lyricist Mohito. Mohito is singing Haryanvi. I'm just, it's a weird thing. So, but Mohito naam
Cool.
क्यों रखा है? Is that your favorite drink? Just say. Let us know. Okay, chalo. Ready?
Yes.
1,
ready.
2, 3, play.
कागजाते बोबा वरण लाग रे बलदा की सू अड़ा मानुष की कीमत कोनी करना था बहुत कुछ था भाई जीवन में पर इब हिम्मत कोनी ईटा ते मांझा का सड़ में दातन करता नीम ते दे पे मेरे लत्ते कोनी कमना छोटे भीम से ईटा ते मांझा का सड़ में दातन करता नीम ते दे पे मेरे लत्ते कोनी कमना छोटे भीम से सारे पूछे मना कित्सा रहता भाइयों के दिला में रखूं कोनी गिला मैं ढूंढूं रे मिला मैं सारे पूछे मना कित्सा रहता भाइयों के दिला में रखूं कोनी गिला मैं ढूंढूं रे मिला मैं बोझ में पीसे कोनी निरा खर्चा करा कुकर दुनिया के हाथ जोड़ बैठे अपने घरा भीतर चिलम में धरा खे कर भरती के भरा पेपर साथी खेता का गैल्या अपने चला लेकर खींच के कोलू या जोटा खड़ा थका देखदा गंडासा याड़े घूरे आख्या मीच के घबरा के परे भाजा डरा उसका काल जाकी पीसा खातिर बेच दूंगा नीच के ईटा ते मांझा का सड़ में दातन करता नीम ते दे पे मेरे लत्ते कोनी कमना छोटे भीम से ईटा ते मांझा का सड़ में दातन करता नीम ते दे पे मेरे लत्ते कोनी कमना छोटे भीम से सारे पूछे बड़ा कित्से रहता भाइयों के दिला में रखूं कोनी गिला मैं ढूंढूं रे मिला मैं सारे पूछे बड़ा कित्से रहता भाइयों के दिला में रखूं कोनी गिला मैं ढूंढूं रे मिला बांटता घड़ी देखी पर समय आया को नहीं लौट गए
Beautiful song.
Wow.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to listen to this a lot
Yeah.
more. I know it already.
For sure.
And it's quite easily understandable as well. Like, you
Yeah.
know, the whole thing is like काफी like easily समझ में भी आ गया. But what a wonderful song.
Man, so
It's very dreamy,
beautiful.
yeah. It leaves you
Yeah.
very like it transports you and then you want to. And जिस जगह पे वो shoot कर रहे थे वो कितना interesting था because it wasn't like you know how वो गुजरात का जो cracked mud होता है वैसा नहीं था. This was more like it was mounds of cracked mud, like very interesting. I've never seen that kind of a visual, and I'm assuming it's from Haryana. Like वहाँ पे कहीं पे ऐसा होता होगा उसी का, because the whole video was very very Haryana centric. Like all elements, different things that you know
Yeah.
stand out about the state. Those had
All
been
the
used,
life
which
there,
is
yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
And
Just-
such a modern version of the whole song as well, right?
Yeah.
Like it was
With the
it's
instrumentation.
very refreshing, very
Yeah.
refreshing to watch something
Beautiful.
like this. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is so seeped in, you know, the local culture and the local language and in the proper way, but yet has this nuance to it where all of us can listen to it and yet vibe with it. Very nice. Wonderful.
Listen, I loved it. I loved it. It's a song. It's like, it's one of those songs that you wanna, on a rainy day like this, when you're sipping your chai and looking out at the rain, you wanna just have this song playing on loop in the background. And also because it kind of has this grounding quality in it, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Very grounding. It kind of takes you to the, it's like the Mother Earth is hugging you type feel is coming from it. And I think it's also because of the tonality in his voice, because he's saying very life philosophical things and very sweet, like real things about life and whatever
And very
he's
raw. Yeah.
yeah. And he's got this sort of like, there's this sort of reflection / humility. All these things are happening in the voice and the delivery of it. So it's kind of like that warm hug blanket is thing.
For me, relatability also happened because, you know, nowadays I've been so away from people. Like generally, I've just been like in my own zone. So how he was like, Kitse, and I'm like, that's true, right?
Yeah.
So every person I meet, everybody's asking me, kahan ho? And it's all about like, ho kahan pe? And then and how he, of course, put it to like, you know, मैं दिल में रहता हूँ, मैं यहाँ रहता हूँ, मैं वहाँ रहता हूँ. And he put it in that zone. But it's just so wonderful because he's like, you know, when you're lost in your own thoughts and you're lost in your creativity and yet you're not living the world from that base level, but you are connected to everybody and yet, you know, and that he's articulating so beautifully in his own language. It was just very beautiful.
Yeah, and just exactly that, like what I'm thinking and feeling right now. And these are the thoughts on my mind beautifully. And I honestly, it's a completely different zone from what I expected when I saw Haryanvi and I saw folk, indie folk. I thought thoda kuch upbeat, kuch like mauj masti wala gana hoga, and you know that's
बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है वैसे. All these new songs that are coming in,
yeah,
they're breaking the typical stereo norms. Yeah, you know when you're expecting a certain song because a thing has been attached to कि अच्छा यहाँ इस region से गाना आ रहा है तो ये ऐसा ही होगा. And suddenly it's breaking away from that, and that's very refreshing. And I think this should have happened like already 25 years back, 30 years back maybe.
But unfortunately,
you know, I'm so glad it is now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The reason it's happening so much more is because of non-film driven, you know, non-film story driven music that's releasing on its own. Like
I think it's happening a lot because of social media.
No, but because also because there's a lot more power in the hands of the musicians. नहीं, तब streaming platforms नहीं थे, खुद release नहीं कर पाते थे लोग इतने गाने. नहीं,
मैं वही कह रही हूँ ना.
So,
but folk music था. Music was enough there. But you know what happens? The same folk music, one generation to another generation carries on in the same way with no changes if there is no exposure. But suddenly with social media and everyone's palm, there is exposure to, you know, when reels get famous and like something becomes trending, one is listening to different kind of music, which is away from one's own music. And yet sometimes when, you know, people are picking songs which are very, very culturally like Desi, for example, and turning it into one different sounding song only. And that then becomes famous, you know, and then you hear it online and say, wait a minute, ये तो हम भी कर सकते हैं. You know, हम जिस तरह से particular song को गा रहे हैं अभी तक. And then when that change happens, this, you know, product is this with that exposure.
Yeah.
So that side is what I meant.
So exactly. So that's also correct. And because when a turning point happens, it's because different factors have come into play at the same point of time in the history of the world. And that time when that happens is because ये सब चीजें simultaneously हो रही थी और फिर आके उसका product ये बन गया है. So yes, social media has of course played a huge role. Different like people getting exposed to different sounds and genres and styles is also like hip hop in India is growing. Hip hop is an import from outside, right? And now we have put our languages on those beats and now created a whole Indian hip hop thing. Same thing with, you know, the folk side of it with different music elements. It's all of that is happening now because the last 10 years have been this whole like unraveling of the world, so to speak. So anyway, that aside, everything he said in the song, they've pinned the lyrics here with translation. Quickly, I will go through it. Yeah,
yes, please.
Because each line I feel is so beautiful. We should just discuss it. It says to the people who don't know Haryanvi or Hindi, this is such a beautiful song in context of music and lyrics. So sharing it with all. Oh, before I do that, the video, can we just talk about the cinematography and the way, first of all, seeing the Gaib hairs was so nice. I love they're the cutest. I love that. They look at the camera and you're like, oh, you're so clueless. I love you. I love. And also because like when I was growing up, my grandparents' house in Bhuj, we had cows at home. And I used to play with them as a kid. So I love. Anyway, so that, and then seeing, the thing is, they shot it, I think, in a salt field, na? Because wo hai,
Pata nahi. I've never seen those mounds.
I've seen on the highway.
Flat.
No, I've seen on the highway where they've collected the salt in different mounds and they're lying in the field and they're kind of like drying them. So wo hota hai certain parts.
I know, I've seen a lot of salt fields, but wo thodi alag dikhti hain. Ye kuch aur hi tha. Maybe ho sakta hai. Maybe this is a different kind of a salt field. Like the kind of salt fields I've seen, wo flatter and then big mounds hote hain, you know. And this was like a very even mounted, like it was beautiful, whatever it was. Yeah.
Wherever they've shot it, it's very, because they wahan pe unhone wo bacha di na rug uske upar fir wo, so wo I feel like they went into one khet. They went into a khet and they went at dawn and they you know, obviously wanted that light and that whole like vibe to it. But the whole video is so like, right from a guy who's petting a street dog to the tractor ka, and you know, they're not even showing like tractor, they're showing uske wheel pe jo mitti stuck hai, like you know, the entire thing is so grounding and so like it's just showing you the
community hookah smoking that happens every evening.
Chillam bhar rahe hain, ye wo sab kuch very nicely. Okay, so I loved it. The video team, kudos. Chalo, now I'll just read the English part because wo Hindi English, so we'll just go.
I know, I can say.
Everyone is filling themselves with money. I swear to, okay, this sounds very weird. I swear to oxen, here is no value of human life in this world. I'll read the Hindi and Kagaza te bho
but that's not Hindi, that's Haryanvi.
I mean Hindi mein the writing. Balda ki soon. Okay, never mind.
I know, that's why I was like, how will you? Because the lippy is very
manas ki कीमत कोनी. But I can read it, but it's just I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right with the right, you know, tonality. करना तो बहुत कुछ था भाई, पर अब हिम्मत कोनी. But there is no will left. Itate manja kasan mein datun karta neem sek. I clean my utensils with brick soil. I brush my teeth with neem sticks. De pe meri late koni kamna chote bhim se. There are no clothes on my body, but I'm no less than chota bhim. Sare puche mane kitse. Everyone asks me where I am. I live in my brother's heart. I don't hold grudges. I'm here only if you're looking. Dhoondu ure milas mein. Dhoondu ure mila mein. There is no money in my pocket. How to spend it? Neera kharcha karun kukar. I am folding hands and sitting inside my home. I put a stone in the hookah's chillam. I fill it and the paper. Going with friends of the Sathi Kheta ka gel ye apne chala lekar. After pulling the crusher, the bison buffalo is standing tired. Oh, this way. Khada hara dekhta. Khich ke kol hu yo jhota. Khada hara dekhta. Nice. And staring and closing eyes in front of shaft cutter. गड़ा से आड़े गुरे आंखें मीचकर घबरा के परे भाजे डरे उसका कालजा. He's running away as his heart is afraid that I will sell him for money to cold human. Shit. I clean my utensils with brick and soil.
Not so clueless then, huh? He's given a whole meaning to it.
Yeah. कि पैसे खातिर बेच दूंगा नीच के. So sad. Okay, so anyway, the song is just beautiful. It's just real, na? And I have to say the melody, the rhythm, and his voice. There's just something magical about his voice.
Yes,
right?
His voice. Yeah. There is that depth, that magnetism.
Yes.
And in rhythm, he's not going off. Like, you know, it's not ke, like, dikh raha hai ke musical talim hai. Like, there is enough that he has learned. There is enough that he has practiced. He's not somebody who's just had an idea and like randomly just come up and, you know, one hit wonder type feel jo ho jati hai. Wo nahi hai. He's definitely very manja hua in the craft. And wow.
Loved. He's a revelation. He's a revelation. I would be very curious to
I
know what
really-
else he has done.
More stuff, na? Yes,
है ना?
100%. Yeah.
And-
Like I
and-
was literally listening and going, ये Coke Studio
Coke.
को होना चाहिए था. Yeah.
Because we just heard Pops. So I have to say, yes, you're absolutely right. Because if
Yeah.
this is the caliber of music making and song making, then listen, at 017, everyone just go and watch the video and pause it at 070. There is a very cute black calf. He's looking at the camera with big eyes. I love him. So cute. Okay, sorry. This guy, I was trying to remind to his face, his like vibe on camera also, and while he's singing in the video, he's got a certain magnetic quality in front of the camera, and the way he's delivering his lines, very nice. Listen, in भाई साहब के और गाने हैं तो हमें please बताइए, हम सुनना चाहेंगे, definitely. So, and I love the end of the video with the sunset and like the light, so pretty. Thank
Just
you
all
guys.
in all.
Huh.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. There was this very like, there is this, it's this such a real quality that touches you, and yet there is professionalism which sets it apart, that it's not just a, घर के backyard में ऐसे हमने एक like कुछ गाना बना के डाला. No, this has that finesse. It's got the proper. So while everything is very grounded, but it's very, very professional. So it's a wonderful track. Wonderful. I'm very surprised actually, and I'm going to listen to it more for sure.
Yeah,
like I'm surprised at the track that this needs to be more people need to be talking about it, listening
I'm sharing
to
it with everyone. Yes, for
yeah,
sure.
And thank you for requesting the song, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Full hugs to you. I'm just, I keep like pressing back and forward. Like there's such real scenes with the heart sek rahe hain, uspe fire ke around. The father is taking this little son to the khet. Like real life scenes that have been captured in this video. Now I just can't stop praising. So cute. Lovely. Oh, there's one more guy at 205. Please go see. Just, I love the guys. Not the guys. Okay, sorry. Chalo, let me know what else we should get to. And thank you so much for recommending this song. You have made our day. Drop your line there. Miss Bola is there on Instagram. SHRUTI.
Thank you.
Come on, support the channel. Hit those buttons. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Soon I will be asking her, Kitse.
सारे पूछे बड़ा कित्से रहता भाइयों के दिला